Hi, I'm Shankar Sridharan. I'm one of the paediatric cardiology consultants here at Great Ormond Street and the Chief Clinical Information Officer. I'm here today to talk to you about this learning module. It's something slightly different. It's learning to think differently to improve the way we work. The world has changed massively. People are using information and digital technology to transform everything, from the way you book a cab to the way you choose a hotel to how you choose to eat. 70% of adults in the UK have a smartphone, as do many of our older children, and yet only 2% are communicating with the NHS digitally. Great Ormond Street Hospital is the oldest English-speaking hospital in the Western world. Our prime focus has been and always remains the child first and always. Our systems and processes are built around this really, but a bit like a patchwork quilt. So benefiting from digital technology requires more than just buying a computer system. We need to think differently, we need to change our processes. And we hope that this training will help us do that. Lean Six Sigma is a business performance optimization way of thinking. That's a long sentence. Essentially, we hope that this training will help us think differently and smarter. And I'm really pleased to introduce Michelle Dopper, my colleague, who's going to lead this program. Hi, Michelle.
Thank you, Shankar. Thank you. I'll be the instructor for the Lean Six Sigma Essentials course for the healthcare. I started my journey in 1996, where I started using a Lean Six Sigma as a way to improve how people work and focused on their mindset. In the American company I joined, General Electric, we use martial arts terminology, words such as black belts, green belts, yellow belts, master black belts. Now that sounds very aggressive. It is not aggressive at all. It's just an indication of your level of proficiency using Lean Six Sigma.
So, if I were to tell someone that we're having thinking training, it sounds a little strange. Could you tell me a bit more about the program?
Yes, well first, the course itself. It's built up out of 3 modules. It'll take you 4 to 4.5 hours to complete. It's based on the body of knowledge for yellow belts. It's not a one-way street, it's a two-way street, because you'll see that every module is built up out of 3 lessons. Then there's a summary, and there's also a quiz as a learning moment so that you can test your level of knowledge. Now, the training is really focused on how do I learn to apply Lean Six Sigma. And we deliberately do not want people to get lost in the world of jargon. And this is important to me. I want people to understand how they can use Lean Six Sigma in a practical way so that they can improve the way they work. They can change their mindset. And it really means that people have 2 jobs. One job is your regular job. The second job is, how do I improve my job? How do I do things smarter?
So we often inherit ways of working, and sometimes we're quite accepting of this. Sometimes it can feel a bit like 20 steps on how to make a cheese sandwich. Are you saying that with this type of thinking we might be able to make a cheese sandwich in 3 or 4 steps?
I don't know how many steps exactly, but yes, indeed. It really is about thinking differently. How do I make a cheese sandwich? And obviously 20 steps is far too many steps. So you want to think, how can I work smarter and improve the way I make a cheese sandwich? Perhaps in 2 steps, perhaps in 3 steps.
So in the hospital there are loads of processes, for example, how to order a blood test, how to change a bed, how to restock something, how to call a patient to theatre, even some of the operational processes. Can it be applied, this type of thinking, to everything?
Yes, it can be applied to any process, basically, where you ask yourself, how can I improve the process? Which is a difficult way of saying, how can I change the way and improve the way I work?
Okay, and then what would the candidates, what would people get out of the actual, when they finish, what do they get out of the course?
Well, there is a formal qualification as a yellow belt. For that, you need to complete the exam at the end of the course successfully. But I also find it important that people have fun while they learn. And I find it important that people can use Lean Six Sigma in a practical way, so they can change the way they do things and improve the way they do things.
So this type of training, what we're proposing here, hasn't been done on scale across the whole of an NHS hospital. Do you think it has value? Do you think it will make a difference?
Well, Lean Six Sigma has been around for some time, and you can see that in companies where it was applied, it did make a difference. It did make a difference in thinking about, how do we really work? Can we work smarter?
Our staff are they're our most valuable asset. And so I think this is the first time we have training across the whole footprint of our hospital, because we are one team. We hope that it will make a difference. Thank you very much.